Learn the dark and twisted tale of Null, the symbiote god who has come to deliver his wrath upon Earth and Eddie Brock. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into Venom number 4 and find out. Alrighty then, everyone. So in the last issue, we were introduced to Null, which a lot of my commenters found very funny because apparently Null with the little umlaut over it in Swedish is a swear word. Apparently it means fuck or to fuck, so just imagine every time I say Null or Kunull, as I believe it's pronounced, just, get a good laugh out of it. According to the symbiote god, in the beginning there was nothing, only darkness and the abyss, but then the Celestials were born, bringing life and creation into the universe for the very first time. As you might have guessed, this ticked Null off because, he just got the universe the way he liked it, and now guests are showing up and messing everything up. To combat these new encroaching gods, Null created the first of the symbiotes, but it wasn't a living costume like we know it to be, it was a living sword. One that he used to decapitate a bunch of Celestials, including the one whose head will eventually become nowhere. No joke, Donny Cates has confirmed this on social media. But hold on to your hats, because that's not all the great continuity around this sword. It had a name. It was called the Necro Sword, or the All Black. Which, if you're like me and love you some Jason Aaron's Thor, you'll know that the Necro Sword was the weapon that Gore the God Butcher used to go on his killing spree. He got it from Null. Isn't that crazy? Of course, Null's craftsmanship wasn't perfect. He created sentient weapons, but in their forging, they still carried the scars, which is why they're afraid of the noise and the fire. Eventually, Null discovered that by grafting his living weapon onto other creatures, he could bring them into his hive mind, granting him even more power. The ancient symbiotes would terrorize the known universe at that time, eventually finding their way to Earth during the period of the Vikings, as we saw back in the first issue. Only, as we discover, it wasn't Beowulf who saved the Vikings from the symbiote monster known as Grendel, it was Thor. And when the god of thunder hit one of these symbiote creatures with all the might of Mjolnir, he actually ended up separating Null's control from them for a short amount of time. And it didn't take very long before these parasite creatures started jumping onto everyone in sight, in doing so taking on their memories and personality traits like they never had before. The symbiotes also bred like rabbits, as we already know. This proved to be a problem for Null, as he had a bunch of wayward servants right now beginning to wonder aloud to themselves why they even need a god. Null's symbiote children revolted and in the end ended up locking him away in something called a Klyntar. But wait, I thought you were saying, isn't Klyntar the symbiote's name for themselves? Isn't it the name of their planet? No, actually, Klyntar is the ancient symbiote word for cage. That's all the planet ever was, and the story that the Klyntar told in the Bendis era about being a proud warrior race who were corrupted later on in life, yeah, that was their great lie to protect themselves from the truth they didn't want anyone else to know. Now Null has returned to Earth and he's looking for the pieces of Grendel. If he can reassemble that symbiote, he'll be able to reestablish his control over all the others. As the comic ends though, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and Eddie Brock are going to do absolutely everything in their power to stop this from happening. And so that was Venom number 4, everybody, and I gotta say this issue marks a major turning point in this series. Up until now, I found the whole thing pretty enjoyable, but here Donny Cates does the unexpected. He does something pretty amazing. He actually manages to retcon a huge chunk of the Venom symbiote's history, but do it in a good, satisfying way, while also honoring a ton of different Marvel cosmic continuity well at it. It's all very impressive. Ryan Stegman also really came to play in the art department too, showing these massive battles from ancient history on these crazy alien worlds. It also really helps sell Null as this creepy otherworldly menace. Yeah, this issue was genuinely kind of awesome from start to finish. I would give it a much deserved 8 out of 10.
Hey there everyone, it's Cape Jewel again, and I want to thank you for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, why not check out some of these other videos I'm hard at work on. Then, as always, you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Jewel, so you're up to date on what I got coming out next. And if you're feeling in a supportive mood, please, by all means, check out my Patreon, link down in the description. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and you can do so for as little as $1 a month. So until next time, everyone, this has been Cape Joel. I will be back again with more great comic content that smacks of greatness. Bye-bye, everybody.